And yes, we are live. We are back again. So sorry. I don't know. So I think one of our settled. We have a toddler here, and you know how they can be very, very handy. So one of our setup just went off. So I'm so sorry. Yes, we are back. So welcome back again. If you can hear me, please put loud and clear in the comment section. If you can hear me, put loud and clear in the comment section. So now let's talk about this. Let's talk about out today. Yesterday we talked about communication, and today we are going to master the art of effective, positive, and effective communication. Yesterday we discussed about the things that affect communication. We talked about what communication is, the effect of poor communication. We discussed that communication is the art. It's not just about what we hear. It's about the other things. Our body language, our tone, our the way we talk and about it. And communication is a two-way thing. So whatever you are saying, most time the issue that occur is that you are saying something else, your child is hearing something else. So especially when you now have a child with sickle cell, that is why this class is tailored for parents. Because sometimes every time you talk about take your medication, take your medication, take your medication, the child is listening to something else that says that, oh, I can't, without my medication I'm going to die, without my medication I'm going to fall sick. There's something that makes that medication to become attached to something bad. And whereas to us parents, we are trying to let them know that you have to take this your medication. If you're not taking this your medication, you are not going to fall sick. But the way we say it makes them to receive another kind of message entirely. And that's why they say communication is two-way thing. So you are communicating in a way that the child really understand what you are saying. Your intention is being passed the right way. So that's exactly what we call the mastery. So today we are going to talk about art of positive effective communication. And then before I start today, please, this is like a 4 days class that we just decided to put into this. So I want to appreciate everybody that has joined this class. Thank you so much. Even though when the last one was the first one was disrupted. So today the first one we are going to talk is the power, the triple power in communication. There's something I called pillar, the triple pillar in communication. Number one is trust, number two is respect, and number three is empathy. When you have a child with sickle cell, your communication, one thing that is going to hold it, that is the pillar of your communication in your house, in your home, it should be these three things: trust, respect, and empathy. See, we have from the Africa, especially Nigerians, African, let's say maybe if you are from white, there are some things that we feel respect is only for elders. I'm from the Yoruba, and then there's something that sometimes you talk about respect, omoluabi, the way you're supposed to respect. But every time we mention this, even in Christianity, even in our religion, every time we mention this respect, it looks like a one-way thing. It's only talking about respect. Even in schools, it's always talking about respect for the elderly ones, respect for the parents, respect for the boss, respect for the leaders, without actually putting respect for those under us. So respect is a two-way thing. You cannot be disrespecting your child and you expect to have a clear bond with them. So every time you shame them, every time you embarrass them, every time there's a way we want to do something to pay that child. Most of I tell parents that time that your child is having crisis, that is not the time for you to correct. But most parents believe that is that time. They believe that is that time when they talk, the child will feel the pain. You are destroying the connection you have with that child. You are destroying your communication. That is a poor communication in action. What? You think the child doesn't know what they did wrong? Sometimes the parent doesn't understand the struggle of living a normal life and the struggle of living a life with sickle cell. There must be a balance in between that struggle is what makes a child that realize that sometimes they want to try something else out, even though they know that this thing, they are trying to tell that, oh, let me see if this thing will not even affect me, let me try it out, because there's sometimes you don't even know the position where they are. Maybe they are in a place where they are going through a very high peer pressure, where people are making jest of them, and they just like to prove themselves. In that point, something like happened to their head. Maybe somebody that are not supposed to swim, and then they are not supposed to swim because the weather is cold, and because they are just trying to, you don't know what their peers are saying to them that made them to go and swim, and then you realize that they are sick. I know we are very very, there's this way, there's a way it feels in your body, the pains and every other thing, the anxiety, the fears, and then you use that because you believe that at that point when that child is having pain, that is when you must talk about it, that is when you must constantly remind that child. No, that is poor communication. So let's talk about this trust. When raising a child with sickle cell disease, communication isn't just about talking, it's about connecting. And to connect, three powerful pillars must be present. Number one, trust. Trust is the foundation of safe communication. A child must trust that whatever they tell you, without being punished, without being shamed, without being ignored. Do you see three things? If you promise a child and say, tell me, sometimes our parents will tell you, don't worry, I will not beat you, I will not talk about it, I will not shame you. Then the moment you made mistake, you see that thing that you talk to them about, they will go and bring it out and use it to shame you. See, just forget about hearing anything from that child. Just forget about it, because at that point that child will totally lock up. They will not listen to you again. You have broken something that takes a lot of effort to rebuild. Can you rebuild the trust? Yes. But the moment you keep breaking it every now and then, you are going to have a child with sickle cell that will be totally withdrawn. And this is one of the things, every time we talk about pain medication addiction, I used to tell parents, see, number one thing is pain. That's the first thing we are looking at. But the major thing after that thing is not that causes pain addiction, pain medication addiction, is not pain. It's not that pain itself. It's other circumstances. Do you shame the child for crisis? Are you always condemning them when they are in crisis? Do you always remember they will go extra mile to seek for solution? And when they seek for solution, the solution might be a solution that is detrimental to their health. So you don't know. They will not open up to you again because you are no longer their safe place. They don't trust you. They cannot trust you with information. Even though do you think some of us that we live in sickle cell, do you think that when I was young, we had the fear of dying? We have it. But sometimes we cannot even open up. Sometimes because parent doesn't want to, you don't want to face that thing. We decide to shut them down. We decide to dismiss them. We decide to ignore them. They say, mommy, are you sure I'm not going to die? Say, shut up. Shut up. Don't say that thing. Don't say that nonsense from your mouth again. What are you saying? Will you keep quiet? There's nothing. The only reason why you are being agitated is because you have that kind of thinking on your head before, and the child is bringing it into public, and because you cannot face it, there is something, there is a fear. You can't face that fear. You cannot talk to that child because of that fear, and that is why you have to shut down that child. Breaking of trust. If your child doesn't trust you, believe me, you are not going to have communication. Whatever you're going to have is not going to be communication. It's just going to be like instruction. Boss and you're just giving instruction. So sometimes they might rebel and they might not listen to it. How do you build trust with your child that live with sickle cell? How do you build trust? Number one, believe them. Believe them. Sickle cell is an invisible disorder. So sometimes, parents will call me, oh, my child is always using a pain to lie. And I feel like my child is punishing me. Please, your child is not punishing you. I'm begging you today. I can even see, I can need that. If not because if I need that, You will not be able to see me. You'll not be able to see my head because of the way I'm sitting down. I will kneel down. I will beg you. I'm begging you. See the way I bow down my head. I'm begging you. Trust that child. Trust. Even when you feel that something like that is playing, the question you need to ask is why. There is always a reason that is happening. If you talk about if a child is acting about something and you did not address the why, you will just be frustrated. So if you feel like a child is actually lying about their pain, then you want to ask yourself why. But the question is, did the child trust you? That child, your child, does the child trust you enough to open up to you about that same issue? Two, keep your promise. A lot of parents doesn't keep promise. Believe me, we don't keep promise. We want to deceive. We deceive children. We deceive your sickle cell warriors. You deceive them. You say, if you do this, I will do that. Even though when you know in your mind that you are not going to do it, you know it in your mind. See, there is nothing that breaks the heart of your children more than that. When you are an adult and you keep breaking your promises to your children. How? Oh, don't worry, I'm going to take you out. We are going to, if you do this, I'm going to ensure that you participate in this. Sometimes you say, oh, if you feel if I see the way you are you take all your medications, I'm going to ensure that you play with your friends, or that you're going to do this, you're going to travel to see some of your cousins. Then the child diligently focus on taking that medication. They focus on drinking their water. They focus on doing everything they're supposed to do. They focus on that. And when it is now time for you to fulfill your promise, suddenly you forget. Suddenly you start to have amnesia. You suddenly have forgetfulness. Hello? How is that possible? Why are you doing that? Eh? Be consistent. Children, see, when if you're somebody that is always using insults to talk to your child, please, this is time for you to change it, because children want to stay in one place. There's something we used to talk, we used to say, stay in one place, so that those things don't go to this place today. If you want to send, if you want to send thunder, let's know that. Let the thunder know where he wants to. So seriously, but that's not what I'm just trying to tell us that you should stay in one. You have to be consistent. It's not today you suddenly listen to this class now. Today, one day you decide to change. The second day you started again. Your child will not trust you, because they are like, what happened to mommy? See, if you have been shouting consistently, you have been yelling with your child, you have been using insult, you have been nagging, you have been doing all that. The first day you did not do it, the child will be wondering, what happened to my mom? The second day they were like, yeah, is there something? They don't trust you. They will be wondering, will something happened? The fourth day, you are still there. They're like, has mommy really changed? The fourth day, there's something happened. You decided to start again. I said it. She cannot change. Have you listened to where your children talk about you, parents? Do you know some of the things we listen to when we have our one-on-one conversation with adolescents, adults? You don't. You don't want to praise today. Today you are praising them. Tomorrow you are insulting them. It doesn't work together. When trust is broken, your child will stop talking. So you're not communicating. You don't even know what is wrong with that child. The child is hiding. You see children that have sickle cell, they are in pain. They can't talk to their parents. They are talking to a stranger that is far away. I've handled cases of pain medication addiction, pain medication addiction, and every time you see parents, they are getting angry, because they don't believe that. Why is their children? Why are they talking to me? Yeah, I am your mother. I am your mother. Because you are their mother doesn't mean they will trust you enough trust is earned. You have to earn it. So if you want to know how that child is doing, if you want to know how your child is, if your child is improving, then you must be able to ensure to earn your trust. You don't, it's not because you are their mother that they will trust you. It's because of who you are, what you do, how you do it. Believe me. So you know, sometimes I remember how we went to a place and the mother was shouting, ah, yeah, you are going through this. You did not tell me. The mother was crying. You did not tell me. And your mother, we stay in the same place. As I don't know, you have been doing self medication. You have been doing self injection. You have been doing all that. I understand, but I was telling the mother that is not what matters. What matters is this child has somebody that this person has somebody that somebody that somebody, a trusted person, and the person can actually talk to them. And you're not wondering, no, but instead, no, throughout when we are the mother was complaining so bitterly. The mother was angry. You're making me to look like a bad mother. You're making me, at the end of the day, I was looking, because I realized that we are going to what the result we are planning to get. The results we are planning to get, we will not get that result. And that's it. And at the end of the day, we were not able to get that result. And there's nothing. And there's nothing I could, even though when I was trying all my best to tell the mother, we need to earn the trust. We need this person to trust us enough. We need this person. It took me more than 4 months to be able to convince my clients so that we can talk to the parent and seek appropriate support. It took me 4 months. I listened. I was constantly, and only for us to do the lady was like, I told you, ma'am. I told you this. Look at what is happening. I told you. She will blame me. I told you. My heart was breaking. And that's it. So that is not only your child will not trust you. They will say, like, mommy, have you taken your medication? We say, yes, ma'am. They will not take that medication. They will throw it away. Believe me, I've done it. They will throw it away because they don't want to listen to your voice. They don't want you, because they'll be talking to you. They'll be telling you that, mommy, this medication, I say, when it affects me, and you have not been listening, right? They will throw it away. They will not use it. Then they will come and say, oh, mommy, have you not been when they have symptoms that you're supposed to take to hospital immediately, that's not supposed to end in emergency, they will not talk to you. They will hide it. They will avoid it because they don't want to be blamed. They don't want to be nagged. They don't want those things. Sometimes when you say, my child is very, very understanding, I'm like, no, your child has been withdrawn. You don't even know. Your child is no longer listening to you. Your child is just, they said that they'll be talking to somebody else. You are not in the game already. Without trust, medication adherence and emotional safety, they are both at risk. So it means that your child with sickle cell, they start dealing with emotional stress. They feel unwanted, they feel not good enough because you don't trust them. When parent doesn't trust a child feels unworthy. They feel that they are not good enough, they are not worthy, they are not important. Because if you love them, if they are important to you, you would definitely trust them. That trust is there, it's not there. Number two, second pillar is communication. Respect. Respect in communication means that you know that your child is a person. Your child has an emotion. Your child is human. The same way blood is flowing in your blood, in your body, blood is flowing in your veins. It's the same way blood is flowing in the vein of your child. Parents often forget that their children, they have emotions. So you saw sometimes I'm talking to parents like, no, your child is going to get out. Okay. If you can get on, let her go and get on. What? Are you sure? You don't consider that child is also woman. See, your child is first woman before sickle cell. You must know that your child has emotions. So they feel sad. They feel hurt by your words. They feel anxious. Whatever the emotions you are going through, they feel sad. It's okay for them to cry. In fact, in some homes, you cannot even cry. Crying is an issue. They cannot even open up. They cannot even say that, Mommy, I'm sad. They can't even let you know, Mommy, I feel sad because of sickle cell. Because the way you are going to take it. Some people cannot even open up and feel like, Mommy, I have pain. Mommy, I feel like this is how I'm feeling. You are going to take it in a different way. See, when they say respect doesn't mean that you're pampering them or you're over protecting them. You know, I'm somebody that preached against it. I tell you, protect your sickle cell warrior, but don't over protect them. I tell you, allow your sickle cell warriors, allow them to live an independent life. That is exactly how you can prepare them for the world ahead. I say it all the time. But when it comes to respect, you need to respect them. Your tone, how do you talk to them? Acknowledging that their voice matter. You are taking a child, an adult, to hospital. You are the one that turned to their voice. They are trying to tell you, Mommy, this is not exactly. Shut up. Will you keep quiet? Really? And the child is not talking. I say, hey, why are you the one that want to talk about the symptoms? Are you the one living with sickle cell? So why do you think you are the one that know better, that should talk about the symptoms to the doctor? 18 years old, 20 years old. You are the one that is not their mouthpiece. If they don't even have opinion, their opinion never matters. They don't have anything, they don't have any say. Talking about your child in front of others, your child has done something wrong. They beg you, Mommy, please don't say this outside. You now have your friends with you, or you now everybody. You are not making it a form of jest. You are not making jest of them in front of the people. Hello? That is disrespect. You are disrespecting your child. You are calling everybody. You are reporting your children. You are reporting them to everybody. Hello, Mommy. Tolu has done this. Oh, help me to beg her. Oh, help me to tell her to go. She should be using her drug. Oh, we just come from the hospital. We have spent so much of money. If not because she doesn't hear word, then you call this person again. You call this person. You call another person. You called me. You are calling everybody. As long as you know that this person live in sickle, you've already go there to go and table your child talks. That is disrespect. You are disrespecting them. You're not dealing them with respect. You don't understand that they have feelings. You dismiss them. You dismiss their feelings. Mommy, this, that thing, I don't like it. And so you don't even care. They don't like it. Have you ever asked yourself why? Did you think you're supposed to ask them why they don't like it? And later you said the child is not talking to me. Please, how will the child talk to you? Your child is not confiding in a stranger. Okay. And that is exactly how a lot of children with sickle cell. Sometimes when you talk about medical addiction, they learn it outside. Many of them learn it outside from some people. You don't even know. Some people we don't even know, because the child doesn't feel safe with us. They have to look for a safe place outside. That's the reason why you're not communicating. So you're not communication now look like the child is all at home all day. Then nothing is talking. The child has been withdrawn. You know, we shame. We use one of the things I hate most is comparison. How do we do it? We look at a child, a very beautiful child, and we feel that child is not good enough. You start comparing your child to another person. Is that not Kemi? At a point in time, I know there's a point in time in my advocacy journey that I started writing about the bad of sickle cell. Because most times when I used to write my story from the place of strength. I used to write everything, things I do. But after a while, I started receiving a lot of calls from parents that wish their children can be like me, without understanding my journey, without understanding what. There's one time, a parent called me. I said no. I said, Ma, I said, do you realize? I said, I'm a very, very gentle person. I said, but at the same time, I said, I was given this opportunity, this thing I was telling you to allow your child to be able to have freedom, mingle. I said, I was given, even though I live with sickle cell, I started working at the age of 16, like my first work, even though it was in my father organization. I was employed as a staff. I was paid as a staff. I went through what everybody, in fact, there was no special treatment, and I was living with sickle cell. You can't compare it with that. So I've gotten that kind of experience. You can't compare it to somebody that doesn't have that kind of experience. Throughout my secondary school, I was the one going to school. They gave me transport money. I find my way. You can't compare with somebody that has not given that kind of level of freedom. And I was trying to tell the mother, our journey is totally different. A lot of parents, they're like, oh, I just wish you can, my child is like you. Please don't wish. Build it. Start building it. I've listened to so many of these things. That was why I said, no, I think something is wrong with parenting with a child with sickle cell. And that was why I decided to start working on it. You can't. Believe me. You need to constantly, deal with your child, not comparing. Comparison will steal their joy. Comparison will make them feel lesser. Comparison will make them feel unwanted. That's exactly what you're doing with comparison. So you don't want to compare. Every small thing, look at your mates. Your mates, they are giving birth to 4 children. Well, but I'm here. I've not given birth to 4 children, and I'm doing okay. Everybody has their journey, and it's okay. So you want to, where do you want this child to be? How do you want this child to turn out? Then you develop a plan. You now follow that plan. You don't know the plan I'm following. You don't know how my training is. You don't know the kind of support. You don't know whatever you do. You don't even know if I have some. You don't know the kind of templates that I'm following in my life. So it's going to be wrong for you to compare another person living with sickle cell to me. It's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong. Using sarcasm, Yoruba parents, they are sitting down on this table. Nigerian parents, they are sitting down on this table. The way we use comparison, sarcasm, before you know it, sarcasm, we like to do it. And shame, I always say it. Shame, criticism is not the right way to communicate, to correct a child. It doesn't matter. What respect look like? Calling them by their name, learning that your child has a different path from another person, including their siblings. Including their siblings. Knowing that your child with sickle cell has a different pathway. Every individual, there's something you call individuality in sickle cell. So individual, they say, wait, sickle cell affect us differently. There's some of us that have sick people living with sickle cell in our family, and we know that we don't have the same symptoms. We don't have the same we don't have the same thing. So you have to deal with everybody, each of your child, the way they are. We have different personality, we have different tastes, we have different ideas, and that's exactly what you do. So you have to deal with them. You have to ensure that their person understand that these people, this is somebody, this person is different from us. There's a reason why God created every one of us on this earth, and all our fingerprints, they are not the same. There's a reason why God did that marvelous work. We have 9 billion people on this earth, and we don't have the same fingerprint. Yes, so that shows that your child, even if they are three, they can't be the same. Explain, talk in a way that they can understand. Explain procedure. See, when you communicate to a child, you don't want to communicate. You don't communicate at once, and you feel like they will listen to it. You communicate. There's something I talked to someone. I was talking to a particular parent, and then the parent was like, "Oh, my child doesn't do that." And I asked the mom. I asked the mother. It was a sincere question. I said, "Man, look at it. If you're to be the one to keep taking this for 365 days, and you're going to take it for the next 10 days, 10 years or 20 years. I said, do you think it's easy? Have you thought about that? That it's not going to be that easy." And the person like, oh, that's true. Yes, that's true. So that's the reason why, because there's a long term It's a chronic illness. That's why we call it a chronic illness. This is something they deal with. It's a long time. So you must ensure that you are speaking a language that you both understand. So sometimes too, you just want to live normal. Sometimes you just want to try that. Sometimes I've not been taking sugar, I've not been taking it, but sometimes I just want to indulge myself. I want to buy ice cream, and that's okay. You know, that one ice cream will not hurt me now. I just want to buy ice cream. I know I don't take refined sugar, I don't take Coke, I don't take all that. Yes, thank you, Sister Joy. Same question. By the time you are doing something for a longer period, it's different. So sometimes you just want to indulge. Sometimes it doesn't cause that you are a bad child. You understand? I'm not a bad child. God bless you. You see, even antibiotics is difficult for parents to take religiously. You see? And now we are not everywhere. We are now everywhere. We don't want my warriors. You don't want them to stay, to be in one place. Listening without cutting them off. That is respect. A child is trying to explain something for you. You have not even allowed the child to land. You have not. You have not. You just cut them off like that. No, 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 shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. How? And then the child, when there's somebody, when it's time for them to express themselves, they find it difficult. Then they go out to work. They cannot express themselves. You are not communicating with them at that time. You're not communicating. You are doing something else. You are disrespecting them. That is not communication. A child does not even talk. When you talk your child with respect, you build their self-worth. You teach them how to carry themselves with dignity, even in the face of stigma. When you talk, when you treat them with respect, it models how they should expect to be treated by others. A child that you treat with respect will not tolerate abuse from any man. They will not tolerate it. They will not tolerate disrespect from somebody outside, not even from their teacher, because you have actually given the right model from home. But if you constantly dismiss them, you constantly talk to them without care, you are telling them that that's exactly who they are. They can be dragged, they can be disrespected, they can be they can be abused, they can be treated without dignity, and they will accept it because why not? That is exactly how they be treated, and that is the only thing that they know. They don't know anything different. And any small love, somebody now show them small love, they are gone. They are not shouting, hey, my child is not supposed to marry AS. They know that they should not marry somebody that is AS. It's just because that they are seeing something different. You see? You see six warriors too that are in love. And you're like, oh, why are they in love? It's because they are just seeing somebody that is treating them with dignity, with love. Everybody wants that respect. And your child, you hold them one. Talk to them calmly. Talk to them with respect. Do not scream on their head. Talk to them with a lot of empathy. So the third one of the pillar of communication is empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel with your child, not for them. Most times, what we parent does is actually sympathy. Is actually sympathy. We don't empathize, and that's the issue. We feel for them, not feel with them. Did you see the difference? Sympathy is pity. You pity them. So every time I'm talking to parents, there is that pity. I feel for this child. I hope the child. I hope that my child will be fine. I just don't want to see the child. So because of that, you want to do everything for them. Hmm? There's some things. See, when you live with sickle cell, it's a lifestyle on its own. So the child must own it. And that is when they must accept that. And that is when you now help them to be able to get included in the society. When you sympathize with them, you are telling them that they don't belong. You are telling them that everybody must pity them. So by the time they go to a place where people are not giving them pity, they started feeling stigmatized. And no, see, they started feeling stigmatized. They started feeling somehow. What you are saying is that I may not have sickle cell. I may not have sickle cell, but I see how this is for you, and I understand. Not you. You're not supposed to feel it for them. You are supposed to feel it with them. They say you should step inside that shoe, feel it, not that empathy. See, parents need to stop showing sympathy. It is ruining a lot of secondary and responsibility. Thank you. Thank God I have somebody that is, I have somebody that is actually me with this. So instead of saying you're always crying, I see this is so instead of you believing that, oh, your child is lazy, your child is this, your child is that, allow them understand. See, your child just wants you to understand. They just want you to understand that sometimes this is hard for them. So you feel like the child doesn't take their medications. Instead of you to start throwing words away, you want to ask question. Why don't you take the medication? Please, okay, I think we are back now. Is our network provider. So instead of you to start showing what you want to ask question, instead of you to use assumption, you want to ask question that why? Why are you not taking it? Why why did you miss your medication? And then they want to tell you exactly the reason why. And now please remember that if you have missed any of this pillar of communication, the child will not talk to you. Trust, if there is no respect, if you can't show empathy, because they know that empathy, you are just trying to use the empathy to fish out information from them, they will not open up to you. Believe me. So all the three pillars of communication must be in place. Children who feel understood, a lot of children with sickle cell, they feel they believe that their parent doesn't understand. They feel misunderstood. And I'm going to put it there. A lot, 95% of children with sickle cell feels that parent doesn't understand them. And that is it. That's the reason why we have issues with communication. Empathy reduces the way you blame them, the way we shame them, and it reduces their loneliness. It makes children not to feel like they are a burden. They feel like, no, they are not facing this alone. It's just trying to tell them, even though I'm not living with sickle cell, we are going to work this together. And and it's not you doing it for them. So whatever you are doing, when you are working with empathy, you try to, because you are feeling the pain for them, you try to do everything on their behalf. That's why you go to the doctor's house and you be the one to talk, because you don't even want the mouth to pain them. Yes, that is you doing it. But empathy is allowing them to talk and stay by them, allow them to be able to express themselves. Empathy is you staying by the side and you allow them to go for the cause that they love, while you constantly provide support from the back. You're constantly providing support. So they know that, no, I have somebody. I can actually rely on my parents. That is empathy. Empathy is that I know my mommy will understand, even though when they messed up, even though when there's something they do wrong, they can easily call you because they know you will understand. It doesn't show that they will not follow this consequence. No. But when you focus with sympathy, you are ruining your child. You're ruining your child. And like I said, you cannot allow anything. You cannot allow, if you want to work with this pillar, everything must be together. Without trust, your child will hide their pain. They are going to work on fear base. Without respect, your child feels unseen. They build up resentment. And there's something I did sometimes. I was asking children, I was asking parents that have sickle cell, do you hate your parents? A lot of them said no. But many of them carry resentment. Resentment because you're not dealing with them with empathy. Resentment because you blame them. Resentment because you don't even understand. That's why I say, see, if you have HIV sickle, the first thing you need to do is to get knowledge about how sickle cell works, to even know. So when you know, your blame will reduce. So someone say, it's because you have not been drinking water. Drinking water is just one of out of 99 things that the child is supposed to do. So if the child is drinking water and the child got exposed to something else, do you think the child will not have crisis? Without empathy, your child will feel unloved. They feel they feel misunderstood. Their mental health declines. They internalize shame. That's when you start seeing people with sickle cell warriors. That is very, that is very, very, how will I put it? That is very, very stigmatized. You see them, they are dealing with a lot of self-hatred. They hate themselves. They don't like themselves. You start having conversation with some sickle cell warriors and you're wondering how, where is this self-hatred coming from? It starts from you, mommy. It starts from you, daddy. Because you are dealing with them without empathy. You sympathize with them. You don't empathize. You need to change it. Stop feeling the pain for them. Feel it together with them. Sympathy backs pity. Yes. It backs pity. You can give your child the best medication. See, one of the things that trigger crisis is emotional stress. And it starts with the way we communicate with those children. So if you're not communicating well, forget, even though when you give them the best medication, they are eating the best food, they are doing, their mental health will decrease, it will decline. And when their mental health decline, a child that is dealing with depression, it will trigger crisis. If the environment is full of fear, shouting, silence, how do you expect the child to heal in that condition? Communication that is built on trust, respect, and empathy doesn't just build a confident child, it saves life. You are literally saving your child in a world that doesn't like them. So now let's talk about communication barriers between parent and child. See, let's talk. What is blocking that connection? What is making you not to have connection? Now I've talked about trust, I've talked about respect. But let's go to this. Authorities and connection struggle. We are Nigerians, we like authority. Many African parents were raised in an household where authority was not to be questioned. I said so. See, some parents are harming. I wrote about something like I said, your parents are harming their child with sickle cell because of that thing. The child is telling you, mommy, this medication is not working for me. Or mommy, if I take this your agbo or whatever you are bringing, this your herbal concussion, this is exactly how I feel. The mother said, no. I said I'm not your mother. If I'm your mother, you must drink it. The children start taking it. Do you actually understand the kind of harm you are doing to that child? Health-wise, so medically. People say, oh, it is herb, it doesn't have over It is ABBA. They say, oh, it is ABBA, it doesn't have overdose. And you continue to load your child with so many things. It is ABBA, please, it has overdose. And the child has been telling you, because the child has been feeling it and be telling you, mommy, this thing is not good. I feel like I don't want to take this thing. You are using your authority to tell them I'm your mother. You are dragging authority. You and your children, when you're supposed, when you're supposed to take, you're taking control instead of connection. I know a lot of parents might not like me with what I'm saying. So a child, when you're raising a child with sickle cell, a lot of pattern shows up. That authority, we still want to maintain it. Even though when he's arming the child, even though when the child is telling you, mommy, this is not exactly how it was. Even though when the child is trying to explain sickle cell to you in a language that you understand, you do not want to believe because somebody has said something outside and they tell you that. You see, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of misinformation are out there that a lot of parents are put on their head and they are using it to deal with their child at home. And the child is not even supposed to be dealing with all that. So when you raise a child, that struggle is always there. That struggle is always there. You as a parent, you want to choose control over connection with your child with sickle cell. You need connection. You need. I used to tell parents, see, you are not the one that live with this disorder. You will take your drugs now. Please, you want to have communication with the child. When is that time that he feels okay? Since I think when I was in my secondary school days, or I don't take my routine drug. I don't take it in the morning. A lot of people feel like, oh, routine drug is okay in the morning. Yes, it's okay for some people in the morning. I know people that take it in the afternoon. That's what works for them. I take it maybe in the night. That's what works for me. It works in the night because easily in the night, I can easily take it without missing it. But now imagine when you put it in the morning, I would likely miss it because I don't like to wake up early in the morning and start loading myself with a lot of food. I don't like it. So it means that I will miss it. I will miss those medications. So sometimes when you're supposed to be having a dialogue with your child, you are doing power tussle. Both of you are fighting. That's why the home is not a balance. But like my parents like, oh, the child wants to kill me. It's not the child that wants to kill you. Mommy, calm down. It's not the child that wants to kill you. It's you. You need to let go of that control and build a connection so that you can have a dialogue, so that you can communicate in the way both of you will understand. Don't ask me how, just do it. Why? So parent doesn't like us to ask why. We are asking you, mommy, why do you want me? Mommy will just come from one place. They just saw something on the internet, something that will harm me. And they say, mommy, oh, I'm just coming. One of my friends said, if you take this medication, if you take this, if you mix this leaf together and you cook it and you add milk and you add bonfita and so many things, if you take it, it will help with your blood. And the child is telling you, mommy, no, that thing is not working. He said, no, you will take it. You don't ask me how, why. Just do what I said. That is it. That's why you will end up in the hospital. I will tell you to do something, you will not do it. Don't ask question. Go do it, my friend. Why? When you're supposed to build a country, do you even ask why? If you ask why, you have to explain. At the point in time in my life, something like this has nearly killed me. Somebody described my mom with a particular leaf and said, do it for them, add this. And then we took it and I nearly died. And then as I was doing it, my elder sister said, don't worry, I'll help you to drink. And I sat joined and we drank it together. It was just two of us and my mom that was at home. My father was not at home and my other siblings, they were not at home. And that day, in fact, it was in the evening, we nearly died before the next morning. Why? I'm like, mommy, I told my myself, I don't think this thing can work. Oh. The reason is that when you do that leaf, I don't know, it's different. It's a different kind of leaf that people are taking. That it has like red color, like this. It was red. So the person believes, assume. Because later my father came and went to go and meet the same woman, and that's what he said. I saw that when they do it, it looked like a blood. So that was why I think it will help with blood. Can you imagine the reasoning? This woman has never tried. This woman just assumed and gave it to us, and we nearly lost our lives. Nearly lost our lives. We ended up at the hospital. because somebody said. So sometimes you see some information that is going out there is wrong. We are trying to tell you, mommy, it's not. I said, no, just do it. A parent came to my house and brought a child. The child was about 3 years. And, I have this lead. I used to have all these vegetables in my backyard, ugu and other things. Me, I don't know how to wash ugu and drink, but I used to use it in my food. So this woman come and said and brought the child. The child was actually pale. I said, oh, Auntie Kemi, they asked me to mix ugu juice. After you take ugu juice, then I should mix it with tomato paste. Then I should add milk. I should add something. The woman, it was about five things. And I asked the woman. He said, I'm just coming to your house so that I know that you always are, so that I can collect this thing. And I asked the woman. I saw the child. The child was very pale. And I asked the woman. I said, can you drink this thing? This thing that you are trying to give to this 3 years old child. And you finish it, can you drink it? The woman said, no, I cannot drink it. So maybe it's the child that is sick. The child that will take it. Oh, I said, so that is wickedness. Does this thing look like something that can be taken together? You want to give a 3-year-old child, a child that should be at the hospital. You are trying to give ugu juice. You want to mix it with tin tomatoes. You want to add milk. You want to add malt. You still want to add another leaf to eat. One child, 3 years old child, that the organs are just developing. I needed to chase the woman away. I have to okay, don't worry, let's go to the hospital. Yes, it's ignorance. Imagine you are not trying to tell me as adult now. Somebody now came and brought that kind of concoction and said, Kemi, you want to drink it, it will help you. I will not drink it. But when the child, you're not doing power stroke, you must do it. You must take it. Don't ask me why. I am the parent. You are the child. You can be wrong as a parent, man. Because you are the parent doesn't mean you know everything, especially when it comes to sickle cell. Because you are not the one that live with the disorder. You need to listen to your child. Sometimes if you don't want to enter trouble, you need to listen to your child. You need to be able to learn. So a child with sickle cell, this kind of thing creates power imbalance. The child may obey, but inside they start feel resentful. They resent you. They don't hate you, but they resent you. They feel unsafe. They feel invisible. They feel unheard. By the time you know it, by the time they get to maybe age 20, they start to rebel. And you say, I cannot even talk to the child. It's you. You caused it, man. How can you? Because you actually killed the child from inside. The child is still, they are dealing with a lot of resentment. The person they're not supposed to deal with. You allow them to start resenting you. I heard that question about that. You see a lot of children, they were like, my mommy always misunderstand me. I am resent. I feel resent. I resent them. They don't hate you. That resentment is something that I build gradually. So if you have it, you have to find a way to dilute it by ensuring that you build a connection with them, by ensuring that you deal with them with respect. You listen to their voice, and at the same time, you are dealing with them with a lot of empathy. Children with sickle cell, they already feel different. It's not easy for you to feel different in a world that the people don't like people to be different. Believe me. And by the time you start having this kind of base power position, it silence their voice, it affects their self-esteem. Then they go hard, they start dealing with people like that again. How do you expect? So you wake up in the morning, everybody is trying to advise you. Your mommy said, you see some parents, they will say drink, they don't even verify information. Then a child, though, within 1 week, you want a child to drink about 18 things because they live in sickle cell. You think they don't have a choice? So how can you do this? You want to talk. You can still lead. You can still talk out there. Let's talk thing. This thing is very, very important. I learned about this. I heard that this thing, can we try it? Instead of you to say you must do it, can we try? You have a dialogue. You have a communication. I want to hear how you feel about taking this particular thing. I saw it on the internet, and some people said that it works for them. I want to hear how you feel about taking this medication. I want to see what is your opinion about it before I order it. Not that you will have ordered 5 medications and then you will start loading me with it. Apart from the one they gave me in the hospital. So you think it's okay for me to now pop about 15 pills in 1 day and be swallowing it? Is it food? Is it ice cream? And you said the child not to reject it. Assumption versus active listening. Our parents assume a lot. My mommy is sitting on this table. She has changed now. She used to sit, she used to be the chair lady, chair person of this table. My mom can assume, seriously, the thing is that you think that, oh, Kemi, you are supposed, you drop a medication for me, and you say, I said, mommy, don't worry, when I finish my food, I will take it. You have seen it that the child has not taken it, but the child has given you their words that, mommy, I will do it, and you are coming, you did not even ask. You don't need to ask, have you taken your medication? No, you assume. You said, I know that you will not take that your medication. And the child has taken it. And they are looking at you. Do you know exactly how that thing is very, very hurting? Sometimes you assume what you don't know. Thank you. The risks is not considered first before, because parents are always looking for cures. I've said it. You're always looking for cure. You don't even consider the risk for that child. Most parents, they assume that they know what is going on the child's mind. How do you think you know what is going on the child's mind without you asking? What is wrong with you asking question? Parents will just come and say that, I know you don't care about your health. I know if I did not ask you to drink water, you will not drink water. Hello, is that what you're supposed to be doing? Did you even have a routine? Have you created a routine for that child? Do you ensure that there's a way the child can actually drink water? Do you realize that sometimes the child wants to go out? Sometimes you are going to a place, you know that you will not be able to see a place for you to actually, ease yourself. There's no place for you to ease yourself in case that you are pressed. If you keep loading yourself with water, how do you do it? You are not having conversation. That's why you don't know. So I'm trying to tell you that, mom, I don't want to take it because my teacher will not allow me. The teacher is not allow me to go and use the toilet anytime I want to use it. They will not allow me to go to use this restroom. And instead of you to address the issue, you think it's the child that doesn't want to take water. You are not asking questions. That's why you are assuming. You don't listen. The child is trying to explain to you. Say, shut up. I know you will not take your water. I know. Instead of you to ask why. It doesn't ought for us to ask why. But I don't know. Nigerian parents, they don't want to ask why. Sickle cell parents, they are sitting down this table. They assume. We just label children. You don't care about your health. You're just being rebellious. Hospital. What do you think like going to the hospital? Do you think we like that injection? Do you think we like it? Do you think we like the way we are being pierced? Do you think we like the way the needle enter into our bodies? We don't like it. You're just trying to waste my money. Hello? We are not trying to waste your money. There are some things that are hard and you don't understand. You're not talking to us with empathy. You don't trust us. You don't respect us. So we can't even have conversations. You don't want to be having a dialogue. You are putting in your assumption. Your assumption will kill. The child will be tired. So see, when you assume, you shut the opportunity to learn the truth. You will not know the truth. The opportunity for you to know the real issue, why the child is not doing it, you will not know it. Because the child will not talk again. Don't mean we assume now. Just assume. You don't know how to talk. Are you sure the child doesn't know how to talk? Are you sure? Your child might be tired of constant pain and just need a break. But see, they might be scared. They don't know how to say it. So when you assume, they might even be confused. They might even be having an adverse reaction to some of these things, and they don't even know how to work. Assumption leads to judgment. When you assume, you are judging your child, and judgment doesn't bring connection. But when you listen, it leads to understanding. You have to learn how to listen. So how do we even do this listening? I've been talking about listening, and you are asking me, I've been listening. See, let me tell you what, a lot of us as parents, we don't listen. Let me tell you why. So when the child is trying to talk, we assume first. We assume that we know what the child wants to say. Holy Spirit. We take the place of Holy Spirit in our child's life. We assume that we know what they want to say. We are putting ourselves in that position. First, you need to pause before you respond. Listen, ask question. Ask an open-ended question. So when your child is doing something, you have already assumed. Please, before you say it outside, just pause. You know that the child, you place this medication, you are already in your, I know he will not use it. So when you get to your child, instead of you say, I know you will not take your medication, no, I know you have not taken it. Don't say that. Ask, have you taken your medication now? That the child will tell you, yes, I've taken it. You see, if you said, I know you will not take your medication, your child will feel offended because they're taking it. Before you know it, you will start building resentment. They start building resentment because they feel where you don't understand, they don't know. But you have to ask questions. So even when they say, no, no, I've not taken it, then you, instead of you to judge, instead of you to judge, don't judge, you ask. You ask another question, why? Did you see? Why? Oh, have you taken your medication? No, mommy, I have not taken it. Why? Then the child said, it's because then you listen. That will help you in order to know exactly how to plan. Or why are you not? Why? I noticed that when you take your water to school, you don't finish it. You know, I know you will not drink water. You know the doctor said you should be drinking water, but I know you will not. You're too stubborn. No. Why? I noticed that anytime you take your water to school, you don't finish it. Why? And the child like, oh, if I'm in school, I will not be able to use the restroom. Then you know that the only thing you need to do is to maybe write a letter to the school, have a conversation with the teacher so that they can give her some accommodations so that she can able to go out more and use the restroom. And with that, she can easily feel safe to drink more water in the school. But when you don't ask, when you don't ask question, you miss that opportunity. So you have, even though when they say something, you have to ask, repeat it, repeat that question back to them. Do you mean that? Is this what you are saying? Don't assume that you hear it. Do you think this is what you're saying? If your child is saying something or they are trying to, you ask the question, are you trying to say this? It's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Okay, what are you trying to say? Say it in a way that you understand to them and let them tell you if that is exactly what they mean or what that's exactly what they don't mean. So if you give somebody an instruction, for example, now you give your child an instruction, a particular instruction, and then you said, take this, take this. Maybe they don't understand it because of that, they did not take that medication. You know, sometimes it can be confusing. You don't even know which one to take. You might have to come back and like, Mom, I think I don't understand what you asked me to do. Instead of you to judge them rightly, you want to explain. Do you get it? So okay, tell me, what did I ask you to do? Then the child will not tell you in their own language, in the way they understand. You said I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. Yes, if they are correct, good. If it's not correct, you explain again. Reflect what you hear. I hear that you are feeling tired of your routine. See, sometimes you want to let them understand. I know that it is not easy taking this medication every day. You know, sometimes you even want to be honest. Some of us, so you see some of our medication, you know, clarify. You want to ask question, and every time you want to correct with love. You want to correct with you know, if you see that they did not do anything, you want to ensure that they have consequences. Is what is the consequence for if they are not doing this? I hear you are feeling tired of your routine. It's okay. So what do you think we can do? How can we ensure that you are able to meet up with this thing? Then both of you work with things that work for you, things that get you results. Things that get you results. Emotional safety. Why your child may not open up to you? Let me ask you a question. Why isn't my child talking to me? People that have teenagers, why is your child not talking to you? Adults, why is your child not talking to you? Do you judge? Do you criticize? Do you dismiss? Do you blame? You know, sometimes you see children with sickle cell, they are in pain, they are crying, and parents will be telling them to shut up. A child that is in pain, no. Do you know how painful for somebody to feel sickle cell crisis? It's like somebody is using a sledgehammer to break your bone, to constantly break. It's like I am here now. Somebody now, somebody is now using a sledgehammer to break my bone. Can you imagine how painful it is? So it means that if I have that kind of crisis for 1 hour, I'm going to keep feeling that kind of pain for 1 hour. And the child is now shouting. He's not crying. So shut up. Don't allow people to know that you're crying. What? In that kind of excruciating pain? And you think that the child will open up to you? And you think the child will not feel resentful? Sickle cell pain is an excruciating pain, it's severe. So a child is crying, he is not having pain. Eh? You see parents saying, you started with your drama again. Is it not that child? You see them at the hospital, that child is also having crisis, and the child is not disturbing us. Will you keep quiet? Ha. I think maybe there's a need for us to do all this pain stimulator. We should do something for sickle cell crisis so that we can do it. You can do some experiment on some of yes, you can do some experiment on people's on parents sometimes so that they can feel that pain. So they will understand. When children don't feel emotional safe, they become withdrawn, they become secretive, they become angry, they become aggressive, they become rebellious, they become emotionally distant. See, if you have a child with sickle cell, your child getting withdrawn, getting secretive, getting rebellious, aggressive, emotional distant can actually affect them. Serious, it can actually affect their health. Truly, it can actually affect their health because sometimes when they are dealing with this emotional stress, is the same way. In fact, it's the same way they are dealing with emotional. They are dealing with physical stress. So even though you don't allow the child to go through physical stress, emotional stress is as it has the same impact with physical stress. So they are going to go through that exhaustion. They are going to go through all that stress. Their body is going to break down. It will trigger their crisis. So sometimes when you say that I don't even know, I've done every other thing. Are you sure it's because your child is not going through emotional stress? Create an emotional safety, validate their feelings. Even though when you don't agree with them, I know this is hard. This pain must be frustrating. It's not easy dealing with this kind of pain. Be calm when they make mistake. I say it's not that time. Sometimes the child has not been doing well. Maybe they have not been following with their medication. They've not been taking. You feel that that's the reason why they have medication. And sometimes it's not even what it is. They're trying to tell you maybe that you do not allow them to land. It's not that time when they are dealing with an excruciating pain that is about to, the pain is so hard that sometimes you feel like, have you seen somebody in pain? You be begging people, cut my hand away, because you feel like if they cut that hand away, you will have peace. You will not feel that pain again. Sometimes you feel like they should cut your leg, they should just cut that leg away. You are dealing with pain, is that kind of crisis that you're dealing with. Is that time that every part of the body, the child is feeling they cannot concentrate on any other thing. That is the time you now come. You now start to reprimand them. You now start to talk. You now start to do a lot of things. Please. Shall you understand? The power of words and tone in everyday confirmation. Sometimes it's not even the way we say it. It's not even whatever we are saying. It's how we say it. The Yoruba people will say that. The Yoruba people will say that ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ ó máa mú obì jáde lápò. Ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ máa mú obì jáde lápò. Ìdàkejì ẹ̀ ó máa mú kóńdó jáde lápò. See, that's whatever the Yoruba people are trying to say is that when you speak softly, when you speak with a tone that carry respect, that carry a lot of dignity, it affects the way we talk to our child. It affects the way our child manipulate. Yeah. Seriously, you can easily insult people, and they will not even be feeling it. Especially when you are not screaming, you can easily tell somebody that you're stupid in a very nice way. You can say it. People can insult you, and you can easily give them a good answer with without stress, in a very polite way. There's something they call polite insult. You can do it. So I'm just trying to tell you that we can reprimand, we can talk to them, we can do a lot of things, but it depends on our tone. Our tone doesn't have to come with harshness. It doesn't have to come with frustration. I know that every time I'm working on a particular course. Please, I think if you have a child with sickle cell, that course is something you should do. Emotional intelligence course for parents. Yes, because emotional intelligence, it's something that a whole lot of parents don't have. Especially when you are not dealing with I know that it can be very frustrating dealing with a child with sickle cell. It can be frustrating, but you can, with emotional intelligence, we can learn how to show more empathy for our children. So instead of saying, have you taken your drugs today? If you say it in a loving tone, the child is not getting angry. But if you take it with a frustration, have you taken your drug? Have you taken your drug? Can you see? There's a difference. Have you taken your drugs today? Have you taken your drugs? It's the same question, but different meaning. One is coming with it means that you are showing care. Another one is coming with, like, it sounds like an attack. It comes with a lot of aggression. You need to drink more water. It feels like the child feels like you are supporting them. You need to drink more water. Go and drink water like that. You need to be drinking more water. Eh? It's like an order. The child feels somehow. But when you say, "Oh, you need to," I think you need to drink more water. He said, "Yes, mommy, I know. Let me go and drink water." And the child goes. And somebody, "You need to be drinking water. Have I told you?" And the child is not complying. I know that it can be very frustrating. I know that sometimes we are tired, sometimes but we have to tone down the way we say things in harsh way. Sure, you understand? So anytime you're talking, instead of you to talk about limiting language, you want to replace it. You are too weak to do this. You will fall sick if you try that. See, I thought somebody like, "Oh, I want to travel. I want to travel. I want to do this." Your child is trying to do some activities in school. Instead of you to tell them, you can't do it. You want to ask, "How do you do it? How can you do this so that we don't end up at the hospital?" Because I want you to participate, and at the same time, I don't want you to fall sick. So what are the plan? What are our plan? What is that? What is that? What are your plan? Ask the child. You realize that the child will drink water. The child will follow everything they're supposed to do just because they want to participate. Because no child likes isolation. Children doesn't thrive in isolation. So you don't want to, you want to find an alternative. You will fall sick if you do that. No, you have to for these are the things. I think you should be careful with the way you do things, because even though this thing, if you do it like this, it can harm you, but you can be careful. You can do it this a way. You just find a way around all this conversation. You are not like other children. You can change it. You have your strength is different from other children, but we can actually find a way around this thing. So sometimes when parents are asking me, they're like, "Oh, my child wants to go to," children that we are working, they do whatever they want to do. Because we have conversation. I call them, "Oh, you want to go for this?" He said, "Yes." "Okay. So this is exactly what you are planning. What is your plan?" And they come, "This is exactly what happened. In case there is an emergency where you are, what do you do? Who are the people you call? What are the things?" Communicating to them. It's just the same way, different way. So instead of me, many parents overprotect. Sure, you understand. But instead of me, instead of you to say, "Don't do it," you can't do it. when you tell them that, how can we do it in a way that you will not fall sick? Do you know exactly what you do? You change that power to them. They will be the one to come and tell you, mommy, this is exactly what we'll do. You will see them drinking water because they want to do that thing. They will follow through. They will do it. They will take their medication. They will eat good food. They will do everything right without you bothering yourself. All because you have conversation with them. All because you trust them. All because you believe them. All because you believe that they can do it. They will start knowing their limits. Sometimes they will be the moment, I don't think I want to go for this because I feel like this is exactly my body. I can fall sick. They will be making decisions that empower them. They will be making decisions that is suited for them, decision that is best for them. And when you talk about listening too, you understand, sometimes there are some things that we do, especially this age of phone. Immediately you see that your child is trying to talk to you, please drop your phone, because by the time you don't drop your phone, you are not going to hear what that child is saying. You are just going to be hearing sounds. You will not listen, because by the time listening is active. Sure, you understand? Every time I say that we listen, sometimes I used to talk to our doctor doesn't listen to us. It doesn't mean that they are not hearing us. They can hear us, but they are not listening. The same thing with our parents. Why? Because we said something, we say the same thing to them, but they are not, they are not hearing the same thing. So you want to drop your phone, you want to concentrate on that child. You understand? Because it was active. You listen so well that you know what the child is saying. You understand what the child is saying, and then you cannot make a decision. It's not that you are miss. That's why I didn't know. It's because you've not been listening. That's why you didn't know. If you actually calm down, you calm down your body, you drop that phone, and you're able to look at the child face to face, you will hear what the child is saying, and then you will look for a solution that will fit it. So when we say that our child feel heard, it means that our child feels seen, they feel heard, and they feel safe. That's when we can have conversation with them. When we acknowledge their struggles, when we treat them with empathy, when we let go of our sympathy, the child feels very understand. There's somehow you understand your child, that the child will not love you, that the child will not obey you, that the child will not listen. They will do whatever they are asking you to do. Yes. Listening well to understand even what the child has not said or expressed himself or herself properly. Thank you so much for this comment. Did you see? Balance your protection with independence. You cannot constantly protect them. The child wants to go and dance in school. Yes, the child wants to dance. They want to participate in activities in school. It's still part of what we are saying. It's still part of conversation. And the child comes and says, "Mommy, I want to participate. We are doing this dance class, and I want to be part of it." Don't jump and say, "No, what if you fall sick? What if anything happen?" The first thing, like, okay, well, that's good. So how do you want to do it? How do you ensure that, are you sure this thing is not going to hurt you? They said, "No, mommy, I've tried it. It's not going to hurt me. I will ensure that I drink water before, after, and this." Or they tell them, "Okay, this is exactly how you can participate in this dance without you falling sick, without you exhausting your body. Do you trust? I am trusting you that when you feel tired, you are going to ask for a break." See, when you do it, you realize that, see, your child is very, very amazing. So today, another thing I want to add us is the heart of correction without shame and blame, because it's another thing that we do. Children with sickle cell carry a lot of pain, tiredness, prayer, stigma, discrimination. When you go at home and you are having shame and blame to it at home, you make everything worse. You make everything worse. Correct the behavior. See, you can always talk. Every time I'm listening to parents, they are trying to tell me that child, that like my child, my own child is different. My child is like my child is against me. I'm always like, no, your child is not against you. I think my child is doing it on purpose. No, you can always separate the child and whatever they are doing. They are different things. Instead of you to say you never listen, you always have a problem. You are always sick. There's no how. I know you are always sick. There's some things that we say as parents when we are frustrated that they are very, very hurtful. You might not know, but they are very, very hurtful. Correct the behavior. It's not that behavior is not the identity. If you feel your child has been lazy, you want to ask why. What do you know if the child is going through chronic fatigue? Because it's come with sickle cell. When I was young, I felt so different because I was dealing with fatigue. I've dealt with fatigue all my life. In fact, it's when I'm an adult now that I started finding ways that I know that my fatigue. I was so tired, always tired. By the time I climb our step, we live upstairs then, climb our steps. Hey God, I will need to sit down and rest for 5 minutes before I can go inside, enter the house. It was that bad. So when I was young, my mom will always give us, housework to do. They will divide it. Kemi, you are going to clean this place. Kemi, you are going to do this. By the time I do my home for 30 minutes, I will have to sleep for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes before I can continue. So everybody will have finished their work. So now the label you are lazy becomes something for me. They always say, Kemi, you are lazy. And I don't know how to understand. I don't know how to explain to them. I'm tired. I was not lazy. I was tired. It takes a lot for me to do whatever they are doing. It takes so much from me. So by the time everybody is running, I cannot run. I don't even have that energy. How? Do I want to kill myself? So after a while, I gladly accept that laziness because it's easy for me to accept that I am lazy than for me to be explaining what I don't know how to explain to you. You're not going to understand. At the point that they say, "Come here," I say, "I'm tired." They say, "Oh, you are using your word. Stop saying you are tired. It's because you're always saying you're tired. That's why you are tired." Are you sure? But I'm tired. I don't know how I want to say it. Like I'm extremely tired. I can't do what my mates are doing. I can't. They said, "Can you want to wash clothes?" I said, "Oh, I will sit down with that clothes, small clothes, my own clothes. Oh, I will wash it. I will wash till I will go up and sleep. I will come back again. I will wash another one. I will. By the time I'm done, see, by the time I done, I finish some of those work. The next day, I will end up in hospital because I push my body beyond what I'm supposed to push my body to. Now, what are they saying? Everybody is now calling me lazy. But do you realize that it's because I don't even have a word for it? Nobody is asking me questions. Kevin, why are you this? Why are you like this? Why are you not doing your work? Why are you struggling with this? If they asked me, I would have tell them in a simple way. I feel tired. I don't have your energy. And by the time I'm trying to say another word to them, I say, "Mommy, I'm tired." Then they take it in another different way again. Because they feel like I'm lying. But I wasn't lying. Do you see miscommunication, misunderstanding? So throughout, I feel so misunderstood as a child. I felt so totally let out. I felt let out. I felt so. Do you get it? So sometimes when they make mistake, use it as a teachable moment. You want to use their mistake to teach them. You don't want to scream. Believe me, those children, they can be on top of your. I have a toddler with me, and I know that it can be very, very annoying. Sometimes you do as if you should beat them very well, But please me, sometimes I'll just look at him and then, by the time they do that thing that is very, very strong, I'll just look at it and smile. So after a while, I calm myself down, I regulate my own emotion, and then I call the person. Then what do we do? We now talk about it. Teach that thing. What exactly? Use that thing to correct. Do you know how Jesus Christ corrects people? They brought a child. I just want to listen. I want to use this story to explain something to us. When they brought that woman that they caught fornicating, they brought the woman outside. They brought it. Everybody begin to judge the woman because the woman has done extremely bad. Jesus Christ understand that this woman was actually going through self-judgment. So every time your child, they didn't do something, or maybe they did something that ended up leading them to the hospital, they're already feeling bad. They're already feeling, but that's why I said that's not the right time for you to talk to them. They're already feeling, but they know. And they're already making changes in their head. They're already telling themselves, no, I'm not going to do this again. I can't deal with this again. Then guess what Jesus Christ did? Jesus Christ said, everybody said, you must judge this person. He's supposed, he should be the one to judge. He said, if you have not done this kind of a thing before, throw the first stone. And everybody, he says, see, all they have left, I will not judge you. Do not do it again. Do you think the person will do it? No. I have people under me. They live with sickle cell. I know sometimes I just look at them and say, oh, how are you? You're fine. I'll go to the hospital and I'll be laughing with them. I say, how are you? Hey, I saw that you went for this. They say, did you enjoy yourself? I'll be talking about all that. I say, I enjoyed myself. Oh, what did they? We talk about everything. Then after they get discharged, then I call them. What happened? What happened? What happened? Why did you think this thing happened? Then they try to tell me. The next time, it will not happen again. It's not because I'm trying to show you that I learned this too. Because I understand, I've been there, I know exactly how hard it is. So when you are not communicating well with your child, it leads to a lot of misunderstanding. There are some things you are not saying that they are hearing. There are some things that they are not saying that you are hearing. You must talk, you must communicate to ensure that thing, you iron it out. At a point in time, I told my mom when I was young, I felt that you don't love me. And my mom was like, yes. I told her, I felt you don't love me. I felt you people don't love me because you don't understand me. I don't even know how to explain myself. Everybody is trying to do it. But my dad, I can easily see that, I was saying that, I can easily see that and be talking to my dad. My dad will understand. Even the words I'm not saying, my dad will understand. So my dad can easily say that, oh, this person, she's feeling tired. Even when I speak on phone, like, what happened to you? You are feeling tired. I said, yes, I'm feeling tired. And believe me, it happens. Children resist. Your child will resist you when they will act difficult when they feel unheard. When they feel like they talk and you don't hear them. That's exactly what they saw. A child is feeling unheard. It means that the child is saying words, but you are not listening. Like in my case, I was tired. I was struggling. I don't have the energy. Everybody is calling me lazy. That's a misunderstanding. But that was not exactly. I was not being lazy. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do whatever they are doing. I wanted to be involved in all the activities, but I couldn't do it because I feel tired. I don't have the energy. I will try to do it 30 minutes. I'll be breathing heavily because I need to catch my breath. But they don't understand. So it means that I feel abandoned, I feel neglected, I feel unheard. Children feel overwhelmed. It's not easy dealing with sickle cell. It's not dealing with sickle cell to know that you're not going to be like the regular person. You're feeling so different. Why am I like this? It's question. I'm always asking myself, why am I this? Why do I feel so tired? I don't have answer. Why am I always going to the hospital? Why am I always collecting blood transfusion? Why is it only me? Why is my eyes yellow? Your children is they're asking this question. It can easily feel overwhelmed. Sometimes they want control in their own life. Everybody is telling them, sit down. Oh yeah, drink this. Oh yeah, they don't even have a say in that life. The only way they can have control is for them to rebel, is for them to resist. That's the only thing that makes them to have a voice. Because you have not given them a voice. Do you understand? So every time a child, you said the child is stubborn. It's not that the child is stubborn. It's because the child is feeling unheard. You don't see the child. You don't listen to the child. The child feels misunderstood. They feel unheard. They feel that they are screaming. They are screaming for help. You are not hearing them. Then what happened? They started resisting. They started feeling difficult. There's no child that is a difficult child. There is none. Parents of sickle cell warriors, stop using words to beat your child. I know you feel like I cannot beat the child. So every time you feel that you use words, as an as a weapon. You destroy them. They start hating. When you use words against children, they start to hate them. They don't hate you as a parent, they hate themselves. They begin to hate their existence. If only I don't live with sickle cell, I will be loved at home. If only I don't live with sickle cell, maybe my mom will have treated me better. And you believe that you love them. You don't love them, mommy. You are just focusing on their health. So they believe that all your concern is because you don't want them to fall sick. I hope you are getting it. I hope you are getting it. I hope you are getting it. So every time you are trying to have that conversation, do you get? So it's not because the child, you're thinking, the child understand. They feel like the only reason why my mommy is spending this money is because my mommy doesn't want me to feel sick, to fall sick. My mom doesn't like me, but he doesn't want me to fall sick, because if I fall sick, she will have to stay in the hospital. She will have to spend her money. So they feel unloved despite all you are doing. And that is what is causing a lot of things. So you see adult sickle cell warriors and their parents, they are always fighting. They don't have a good relationship. This is what is causing it. What you talk, what are you saying? How are you talking to them? How are you communicating to them? Are you listening to them? Are both of you having conversation? Do you understand whatever they are saying? Do they understand what you are saying? Do you know? There shouldn't be a resentment. Discipline is about teaching. It's not about hurting. You want to discipline a child. You want to correct the child. You want to teach the child. It's teaching. Are you teaching the child how to drink water? Are you? Are you teaching that child what they are supposed to do for them to stay consistent to drink water? Are you addressing the barriers? Are you addressing it? Are you addressing the barriers with medications? Can they easily come to you and ask questions? After they come to ask you, say, mommy, what if I don't take this my medication? What will happen? And before you know, you have already catch fire. Why will you not take your medication? Do you think I have what need to wait in the hospital? Hello, mommy, calm down. They just ask question, harmless question. What do you think will happen if I don't take my medication? It is time for them to teach. It is a time for you to teach them. So sometimes they imagine something. They ask, mommy, do you think will I die? I say, God forbid, shut up. You're always saying rubbish. That's not what you're supposed to say. This is time for them to sit down and tell them they will not die. And tell them, well, this is sickle cell. With the right treatment, with the right thing, you are going to live long. This is time for you to take them up and bring up people that live with sickle cell. They are doing well. Celebrities like there's Adekule Gold. There's somebody like me. They want to see. They want to have hope. This is time for you to communicate hope, not for you to shut them down. Reinforce boundaries with kindness. Did I say you should not discipline your child? Discipline your child with sickle cell. Create boundaries. Let them know what they cannot do. But you are not doing it with hurt. You are not doing it by using your words to flog them. You are not going to destroy their self-esteem, all in the name of discipline. You are not going to make them to hate themselves, all in the name of discipline. You are going to communicate the right way, without an insult, without shaming them, without blaming them. And you're going to say it with love, naturally, and they are still going to face the consequence of their action. Yes. So when they do something, they have to face the consequence. And the consequence does not have to be like hurting them. You say, like, oh, I cannot beat my child with sickle cell. And you start choose word. You now start verbally abusing them. You now turn words to weapon. You will listen to some of the things that some sickle cell parents are saying to their child with sickle cell, and you will be crying inside of you. You are raising a child that lives with chronic illness, and you're damaging them. It takes forever. I don't even want it takes forever for you to grow, to get away from it. A lot of sickle cell warriors never get away from it. So you see sickle cell warriors adults that are struggling. They are struggling with their self-esteem. These are people that have a very good potential. They are great people that are very brilliant. And you are asking them what to do. It's not that they don't know it. It's not sickle cell. It's because they have been verbally abused. You have destroyed everything. You have damaged them to the extent that they don't see anything good in themselves again. You don't have to say yes. Praise their effort. Do you know that it takes an effort for you to take their medication consistently for 30 days, consistently for 365 days, consistently for 2 years? They now miss one day. You know, one day, because of that one day, the whole house want to fall down. Do you know? Celebrate them. If they drink water today, celebrate their effort they are putting. It's not just about result. If you celebrate their effort, they will be getting the kind of results. They take their medication today, they go out, they decided to meet people. You understand? They decided to do it. They have their own fears, oh. Believe me, your children with sickle cell, they have their own fear. They have something that is bothering them. So every time, make yourself a safe place where they can actually have that conversation with you. A child corrected with respect will grow into an adult who respect themselves. Boundaries are best received when they are shared with understanding and love. Do it. Whatever your child is asking, instead of you to start acting, you don't want to keep asking questions. Let them ask questions. Talk to them. By the time you start having conversation with your child, you allow them with proper guidance, with proper collaboration. When you communicate the right way with your child, you shift from control to collaboration in decision making. Every time you involve your child in making decision, every time you ask questions instead of assuming. Either you to say, I know you will not do this. When you ask question, why are you not doing this? Every time you are doing that, you allow them to take ownership of their health. You allow them to build confidence in making decisions. You allow them to feel respected. You, instead of feeling it, they don't take control. They feel respected. They feel that you are treating them. They feel loved. They feel that my mommy understands me. So when they see something outside, So when they see something outside, they can easily come back to you and discuss about it. Control. You want to have questions with them. You want to have questions with them. You want to ensure that you have whatever is doing them, you communicate in a way that it understand. You are building them to love themselves. You are increasing their self-love. You are teaching them how to carry themselves with dignity. Then you are raising a child that will not be damaged. A child with sickle cell that will not have issues with their mental health. A child with sickle cell that is going to feel love. A child with sickle cell that is going to have a very high self-esteem. A child with sickle cell that is going to have learn how to speak. They are not going to speak with aggressiveness. They are going to listen. They are going to take their medication. They are going to take their health. They are going to take it very, very serious. And every time we are teaching them how to speak the right way, we are actually also teaching them how to advocate for themselves. You are going to teach them how to you are teaching them how to learn how to communicate, not only with you, with outsiders. You are building their communication skills. So yes, so this is the end of this class. This is the end of this class, and I'm sure that we have actually learned a lot. We have actually learned how to communicate. So the only thing is that today we've actually speaking about the art of effective communication, the art of listening. Please, as you are finishing this course, as you are listening to this, we need to start practicing everything that we have learned. We need to start practicing everything that we have learned. We are trying to ensure that we have children, we are raising children who don't take the identity that they are sickle cell. They don't have any other identity apart from sickle cell. You understand? You can always talk to your child with sickle cell without making sickle cell with their identity. So it's not every time you talk with a conversation that you talk about their health condition. Hello, it's not every time. All your conversation must not end with your health condition. People like you. What about people like us? What about people like me? You understand? You also want to teach them, you want to encourage them to dream. You want to build on their strength. You also want to discipline them, not verbally, not that you're verbally abusing them, but you want to teach them discipline by teaching them. So that thing that you feel like they are not teaching, you teach them the right way. Okay? So that is the essence of communication. And in the same way, I also want us to understand that the more we speak positively to our child with sickle cell, the more we build children with high confidence. The more we build people with sickle cell that feels they can do anything, that they can thrive with sickle cell. Sickle cell is not limiting them. We are not raising children with sickle cell that they feel limited with sickle cell. We are raising children with sickle cell that they feel empowered, that they feel that they can do it, that they feel that they can thrive with sickle cell warriors. That's the goal. That's the goal of whatever we are doing. So, and I want us to reframe, no matter how we get angry, we want to refrain from using negative words on our child with sickle cell. That is not communication. So whatever you think your child is doing, always ensure that you pause before you listen. You have you ask question. You ask question if you don't understand, and at the same time you stop assuming. And this thing is going to help us to keep building connection with our children without correction. And then remember that I talked about three pillars. Remember that for every words we are going to say to our children, we are going to say it with respect. We are also going to build trust. We are also going to talk with a lot of empathy. So thank you so much. It's going to be the end of this class. I love you. Thank you for staying to the end of this class. I love you all. And at the same time, the replay is available. So you can always share the link with people that have children with sickle cell. Let them listen to it because I'm very sure this is going to benefit them. Thank you so much. And then I'm trying to work on something so that we can actually teach people with sickle cell free of charge. You know, I'm going to create a day, maybe a day once in a week, where I constantly teach on topics on sickle cell. So if you think that that is going to be something that is okay, you can always drop a comment in section. So I will feel it. They want whenever I feel it, I will drop it I will drop it on the group. So thank you so much, and then I hope that this class has actually blessed you, and then you have actually learned a whole lot. All right. So see you again till when we are going to have our next class. See you again. For parents that have children with sickle cell, and then you are planning to. Before I go, let me talk about it. I have a class. This class is actually for parents that have children with sickle cell. If you have actually been worried about how to manage your child crisis, yes, sickle cell crisis is one of those things that affect children with sickle cell. So if you're actually planning to have if you're actually planning to have, you are going to learn how to prevent their sickle cell crisis, how to prevent many of these things, please reach out to me. We have our class. Our class is starting May 12th. Yes, the 12th, May 12th. And then we are going to take our cohort 3 for crisis prevention math class. That class contains everything that you have to know when it comes to sickle cell crisis prevention. So it's a class that I recommend. You have to take it. You will learn a lot. You are not going to remain the same. I'm going to give it to you the 1 month class, and at the same time a 1 month class, and then we are going to be a support group for another 1 month. So thank you so much. I love you, and bye bye. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.